His words wouldn't come out. Why, he could not utter a staver. And his attempt at singing so disturbed the old plow horse. Gunpowder broke off the post road and went right into the hauntedness of Wildie's swamp, inhabited by the icy, invisible ghost of Andre. Whoa, whoa, Gunpowder, whoa, whoa. Well, he endeavored to bring that animal under control, and then, Gunpowder, I think we've eluded the spirits. And then, blump, 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 blump. He heard the flashy tramp of another traveler. Now, through the thicket, he detected the other rider on a huge horse. 'Twas monstrous, misshapen, and the figure, lost in a snapping cloak, prompted Ichabod to accost. Who's there? Who's there? Well, the sullen silence disturbed the schoolmaster. Come on, Gunpowder. Ba-da-dump, 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 ba-da-dump. And the horse sparked to life. Ichabod thought he had gained an advantage, but the other rider, ba-da-dump, 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 kept pace. Ichabod thought, whoa, Gunpowder, we'll let that sullen one pass. Whoa! The other rider reined in. In this cat and mouse way, the two wended their way out from the swamp back to the post road, and there, aided by a waxing moon, Ichabod finally got a full look at his fellow traveler. Yea, the other horse was huge, monstrous, and the figure on horse looked equally giant and misshapen. But imagine Ichabod's horror when he looked to find the face of the other rider and found it had no head. Imagine the schoolmaster's terror when there, resting on the pommel of the saddle, sat, glowering, the missing head. Woo! It's the headless horseman! Gunpowder! Ba-da-dump, 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 ba-da-dump. Ichabod kicked and spurred the horse on. Ba-da-dump, ba-da-dump, ba-da-dump. But the goblin took off after them as well. Ba-da-dump, 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 ba-da-dump. And somehow it emitted a scream. Whoa! Ichabod Crane kicked and cudgeled Gunpowder with such vigor, snap, he broke the buckle on Homespun Ripper's saddle and felt it slip out from beneath his lanky body. And cat-a-dunk, 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 it got trampled by the goblin horse. Ichabod almost suffered the same fate, but the last second he grabbed hold of Gunpowder's tail and managed to shimmy himself back up onto the horse's haunch, past the swayback, onto the neck, right up to the hammer head. And then Ichabod Crane squeezed Gunpowder so tightly, woo! Ba-da-dump, 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 he almost popped out the plow horse's lone good eye. Gunpowder, run! But the goblin gained, and Ichabod thought that he would soon lose his head. But then there appeared a beacon of hope, the old Dutch church. If I can just make it past the bridge by the church, I'm safe. Gunpowder! Ba-da-dump, 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 ba-da-dump. And the old plow horse finally lived up to its name and clattered over the little bridge. Ichabod turned around, expecting to find that goblin doing what the stories had said, readying to vanish in an illumination of lightning and thunder. But rather than finding this, he discovered the fiend rising up at its stirrups, horrid head in hand, readying to hurl it. And it did. Crack! The projectile encountered the cranium of Ichabod Crane and dashed him to his doom. And the spirits dispersed into the night. Any lingering spirits were pushed away by the arrival of the sun, to grace and illuminate autumn and her raiment. Sloops began to skitter to life on the Tavan Sea, and things looked, well, rather pleasant. Now, Hans van Ripper had gone out to discover what was going on. He found gunpowder grazing in the pastures if nothing had happened, but bump, bump, bump. Ichabod Crane, you brought back my horse, but I said bring back the saddle. Did you bring back my saddle? Are you still in there? Oh, Kitcha-clunk. Oh, well, where's the schoolmaster? Better get some answers. Well, answers abounded down in the Tarrytown Tavern. Did you hear those screams and cries last night? Oh, I certainly did. You know what I think it was? A headless horseman at Sleepy Hollow. Oh, I think I heard the schoolmaster shrieking. I think the headless horseman may have caught up with Ichabod. My kids came home from school. They said, no schoolmaster, no school, no schoolmaster. What do you think happened? Well, they all ran over to the little bridge by the old Dutch church and there found some evidence. Oh, look! Ode to Katrina! Why, Ichabod was sweet upon Katrina. You saw how they danced. Oh, look! Isn't that his hat? Yeah, that's where his long snipe nose would go, right there. Well, where's the schoolmaster? I don't know. Is he over there? Over here? Whoa! What? I think I see what's left of him. What is it? His brains! Are you sure it's his brains? Because it kind of looks like pumpkin mash. Oh, no. You know what it is, said a wise woman of Sleepy Hollow. You know what happened, you heard. The screams, the cries, the goblin-brained Ichabod, and drugged off his body into his lost grave. Ichabod Crane there again was seen in Sleepy Hollow. His few remaining possessions were given over to Hans van Ripper in payment for the ruined saddle. Van Ripper vowed, never again am I going to let my kids be learned by no Yankee schoolmaster. And the tale began to spread about. That's how I know what to tell you. But you know, whenever Brom Bones heard the story, he'd give this knowing laugh and wonder, so what was it? Pumpkin mash or brains? And do you know who it was who escorted Katrina Van Tassel right down the aisle of the old Dutch church for holy matrimony? Abraham Van Brunt, marrying Katrina Van Tassel. You can call me Brom, Katrina. Oh, Abraham, Brom, whatever. And thus, the story spread. Now, after a time, I'd be remiss for not mentioning this. A drover comes to the Tarrytown Tavern and files his story. He says, now listen, all you, I got to tell you about something happened. I was down at, I got in some trouble and, well, had to appear in the 10-pound court down in New York City. And I'm looking there and I see the judge, and you know how they do that thing where they say, attorneys approach the bench, attorneys approach the bench. And one of them, exceedingly tall and lank, and I'm looking at him, and he's saying something to the judge, whatever it was. It looks like he's saying, Your Honor, the winds of justice are blowing this way. Oh, no, blowing that way. Well, it could be this way. You know who it had to be? Your Ichabod Crane had to be. Consider this, my friends. It's possible Ichabod Crane suffered a fate worse than being chased by a headless goblin. And that is, he became a New York City lawyer. Oh, no. In the sages of Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod Crane got brained by the headless horseman. You can hear Ichabod's ghost singing where the schoolhouse